why we need a trigger action, why we need a trigger framework. So let's move on to the next slide. So the first point is framework allow us to keep a single trigger for each object irrespective of unmanaged or a managed deliveries. And customer can still be able to add their business logic in the trigger without even writing a new trigger. And the second point is easily allowed to bypass the trigger action for a specific user, or we can deactivate the business logic for a specific or for all users. And the third point is generic code, so that we can increase the reusability by using the generic code. And the fourth is easily control the order of execution if we have a multiple trigger action on a single trigger. So let's move on, and we will discuss more about these points in upcoming slide. So let's move on the agenda for today. So first point is we have introduction, and then we'll explore the metadata type, and then we'll explore recursion prevention techniques that the trigger framework is offer, and bypass mechanism. So, and after that we will see avoid repeated query, how we can avoid the repeated query via trigger framework. And the last, we will have a demo. Okay, so let's move on to the introduction part. So the trigger action framework having a two metadata type, uh, metadata type. Okay, first one is on the object level, and the second one is on the action level. And for each trigger action, we need to create a metadata type record. And the trigger framework also offer prevention mechanism and the bypass mechanism, as well as order of execution feature. It also support lightning flow. Okay, so let's explore the metadata type. So first metadata type we have on the object level. So here we have a like 4 to 5 field which is we need to fill. So first field is we need to fill out the uh, metadata type record name. So on which object we wanted to use this logic. So first one is the object API name. So here we need to put object API name, as well as in the object namespace we need to put the namespace of that object. If the object is from the managed package, so we need to put the managed package namespace here in the object namespace field. And here we have another field, required permission. So if we wanted to execute the whole custom logic or the business logic for a specific user that has the custom permission, so we can assign we can put the API name of the custom permission here. And similarly, if we wanted to bypass this business logic for a specific user that has the custom permission, someone, so we need to put the API name here. So let's explore the another metadata type that we have on the action level. So for the action level, first we need to fill the name of the action and the Apex class name where we have the logic for the action. And also we can set the order of execution, and the same field, required permission and bypass permission, we have on the action level as well. So either we can bypass or require the permission uh, action by using a custom permission on the action level as well as on the object level. And here we also have a bypass execution checkbox. If we check the bypass execution checkbox, so it will bypass this whole logic. Okay, and also if we wanted this trigger action for the flow, so we need to specify the flow name and the allow flow recursion checkbox. Okay, and as we have in the trigger the various context, the various event name, so on the action level we need to define the event when this business logic need to be executed. Let's suppose in here we wanted to execute this trigger action logic on the before insert. So we have to fill the lookup of the previous metadata type that we have on the object level here. Okay. And so let's move on the recursion prevention technique. So in the framework, we have a class called trigger base that has the static variable. So so if we wanted to check the like how many time the trigger is run for a specific uh, ID, so we just need to call the static map and put the ID of the current record, then it will return the number of count, and using the count we can avoid the recursion. So and the bypass, so we already review the bypass technique via metadata type record, but the trigger framework is also offer the bypass mechanism via code. So if we wanted to bypass whole uh, object level, we wanted to bypass the logic, so we have a trigger based class where we have a method to bypass on the object level. So we just need to put the API name of the metadata type name, and after the DML we wanted to clear out, so we can clear having a method like clear bypass, and here we also need to provide the same name to clear bypass techniques. So let's suppose in other statement, if we are doing the DML on the account, then the trigger action will run. And same thing we have for the action level as well, but the class is different. So for the action level, if you wanted to bypass the process, so we have a metadata type metadata trigger handler, and here we have the same method to bypass the trigger action. Okay, so let's move on the demo part. So as we discussed, we have a two metadata type. One is on the object level and another one is the action level. So let me quickly open the record. So I have created a record for the opportunity. So let me edit this record. So here I just provide the object name, API name of the object, and the label of the record. Okay. And I haven't provided any required permission or bypass permission because I wanted to execute the whole logic that we have for every user. And here, if you open the record, you will able to find out how many child actions do you have on a before insert or a before after insert or like for a specific event. So if you open those record, let me open. So for on the opportunity before insert, I have a two actions. One is for the defaulting the field. Let's suppose on the before insert, I wanted to default the some field value, and the second one is for having a like uh, uh, the insert rule means we are here validating the record. Let's suppose in the validation, so here first of all we need to put the apex class name that we have that has the business logic that we wanted to execute, and the same if you see the order of execution, we can define the order of execution by filling out this order field. Okay, so that's all regarding the trigger action like the metadata type record. So let's move on the fx classes, like how we have written the test classes. So for the defaulting the field, we have to create a one apex class, and the apex class also need to implement the interface of that event when we wanted to execute the logic. And the interface also provide the method that we need to override and put our custom logic. So let's suppose here I have one class where have override the before insert uh, event, and here I just pop like whenever the opportunity is created, I just put the my name here. Okay. And the second one is whenever the opportunity got inserted, having a validation. If the stage name is not prospecting, then I'll add a error. So uh, both action we have on the object label metadata type. So here we have in the order of, so first one is for defaulting the field, and the second one action we wanted to like validate the record. So if I go to my org and try to create one opportunity record, let me and all the required field. So if I select any other stage from the prospecting, so it will throw an error. The stage must be prospecting when opportunity is created. But if I select prospecting, the record will inserted. Okay, so regarding the to skip the functionality, if we wanted to bypass all the action, so let me open the, yeah. So if we wanted to like bypass this trigger action, so we have a bypass execution checkbox. If we click and again try to insert the opportunity, so it will not validate the record. So we can easily control the bypass mechanism via metadata type record. So let me uncheck this bypass execution. And for like if we wanted to bypass this trigger action for a specific user, not for all user. So for that we need to create a one custom permission, and the custom permission API name we need to put it here like bypass permission. So I have already logged in with the different user that has the permission. So let me go here. First I wanted to remove this API name from here, and we'll check. Yeah, it's throwing error. Now let's put the custom API name of the custom permission here and see the changes. So it's bypassed for a specific user. And if you try from here, like for a different user, so it will run the validation rule. Okay, so that's all about this trigger action framework.